Harper Audio presents Blue Blood, a Debutante Dropout mystery by Susan McBride, performed by Amy McFadden. It's not your blue blood, your pedigree, or your college degree. It's what you do with your life that counts. Millard Fuller, founder, Habitat for Humanity. Prologue. Unlucky. That's what she was. Molly O'Brien pulled her t-shirt down over her head, not bothering to tuck the hem into her jeans. She squinted at her watch, barely illuminated by the faint stream of light flowing in from the hall, and she groaned when she realized it was well past midnight. God, how she wished she'd weaseled out of helping Bud Hartman close the place. He was creepy enough in broad daylight. If that didn't bite, now she also owed the babysitter overtime. She grabbed her purse from its hook, slammed her locker, and turned around. Bud stood in the doorway, watching. "Christ!" she breathed, her heartbeat thumping over loudly. How long had he been there? She swallowed and willed herself to sound far calmer than she felt. "You almost gave me a heart attack." His lips curved like a Halloween pumpkin. "You girls are too damned jumpy." "Hard not to be with you sneaking around." "Hell, it's my joint. I can do what I want. Or who I want." His eyes gleamed from the shadows, and a chill shot up her spine. She tightened her hand on her purse. "Well, I'm taking off, okay? The money from the register's in the bank bag on your desk. I've got to get home to pay the babysitter. I'm already an hour late." But he didn't move. His body filled the doorway, blocking her path. Molly's only alternative was to squeeze past him. He put an arm across the threshold, but she bit her lip and ducked beneath. She kept going up the hallway, into the kitchen and toward the rear exit, which loomed dead ahead. "What's your hurry, O'Brien?" He growled from behind her and caught her shoulder, jerking her back. He spun her around and forced her against the stainless steel countertop. The cold metal jabbed hard into her spine, and she grimaced. "Hey, cut it out!" "Then stop playing so hard to get." She felt the hot hiss of his breath on her face as his body pinned hers beneath him. He was 6'2" to her 5'6", and he outweighed her by at least 100 pounds. He had her trapped, and he knew it. "You're hurting me, Bud." But he didn't seem to care. His brown eyes bore into hers, and the stretch of his brow beneath the slicked-back hair glistened with sweat. "What's the problem, huh?" He smelled of beer and testosterone, and bile rose in her throat. "You were nice to me once." "Temporary insanity," she said. He grinned. Her mouth dry, Molly wet her lips and tried again. "I've got a 6-year-old boy, remember? I'm a mother, not one of your bimbos. I can't screw around with my life, not anymore." For a moment, he hesitated, and his hold on her loosened the slightest bit. A bubble of hope swelled in her chest. And burst. His head came down fast and hard, his mouth smothering hers. His tongue rammed past her teeth, choking her. "You disgusting piece of—" With her free hand, she reached behind her, frantically looking for something, anything, to get her out of this. Her fingertips ran into a wooden block, and then upward into slender handles. She slipped a knife from its slot and blindly swung it as Bud came up for air. He howled and released her. Molly dropped the knife and sprinted to the exit door. Flinging herself into her Ford pickup, she took off in a squeal of tires, never glancing back. Chapter 1. Music played in the background, a soft tinkling of piano keys that filtered into the yellow-walled dining room at the Palm, a swanky restaurant with white linen tablecloths, pricey lobster and steak, and an even more expensive clientele that Mother had selected for what she'd told me was a girls' night out. Ha! I could swear the tune that teased my ears was Mac the Knife, a fitting soundtrack for the murderous thoughts running through my head, though I could hardly hear the notes over the careful rise of her voice. "Did I tell you?"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?